Shark Tales.
How you doing, everybody, and welcome to Dicey Decisions, where we roll dice, spin stories, and play some Dungeons and Dragons!
Whoop whoop.
Whoop. Whoop. No big announcements this week. We have, if you remember what happened last week, we got a lot to jump into. So we're gonna do that. Oh, man. Yeah. So, hopefully, next time we stream, we will have some interesting, things to tell you guys that we may have planned by then. But, until then, we're just gonna move on with the adventure. So, yep, without further ado, things about to get dicey.
They gonna get dicey.
So, last we left our story, I'm actually going to get some ambience going. There we go. Last we left our story, you three travelers, Helga, Soot, and Kat, were all investigating a series of disappearances in the city and outskirts of Dagdaral, capital city of the Dagdurian Empire. Your inquiry into the latest of the disappearances, an entire family of 4, led you to the docks, where you found a private section owned by one of the noble families of Dagdaral, House Zamisia. The guards attacked you, and after a fierce battle, 2 of them fled to one of their warehouses, pursued by Helga and Soot, while Katrina interrogated one of the defeated.
Pursued by bear. Oh no.
Helga and Soot found themselves ambushed inside the warehouse and were outnumbered and knocked unconscious. Katrina, getting nowhere fast with her interview, threw her bound captive into the harbor, charging to the rescue of her friends. So, Katrina, you find yourself sprinting full tilt towards the boarded up warehouse you saw being guarded earlier in the day. As the rain pours down in earnest, everything around you is dark and wet. You easily scale over the gate and onto the other side. As you approach the building in question, a strange sound pierces the white noise of the rain, creaking and swaying buildings, and the turbulent river. The high-pitched scream of a child. And with no more preamble, it's time to roll initiative!
Wait, do I roll initiative?
I believe the
Yeah,
kid had
everyone
something-
rolls initiative.
Again?
I believe the kids had something you wanted to say about death saves and the group.
Yeah, so it would be kind of like an absolute dick move to have everyone you know, die off screen basically. So what we're gonna have basically is I'm not having anyone roll death saves for any air quotes rounds that would have passed during the time Katrina was running towards the thing. So basically you didn't automatically succeed any saving throws, but you didn't automatically fail any. It's just you still have to succeed on 3 in order to become stable, if that makes sense.
Your failure is like null now?
Oh no, your earlier failure is still there.
Ah! Stress!
Oh, it's still there. You just didn't fail any extras.
No, I think it was my turn, and then Kat was coming in all heroes blazing, and then we ended it.
So I haven't made any throws yet.
Yeah.
You haven't, but we are starting a new initiative. So everyone needs to roll. I'm gonna roll for the peoples. Oh, lovely.
I rolled a 9, just for
Spectacular.
viewer's sake.
Don't well, I'm gonna ask for them, so don't give them yet.
Oh, well.
Jesus Christ.
Oh.
All
Did you
right.
roll really well or really bad?
Oh, me?
We'll find out. All right. 20 to 15.
Me. 17.
All right, Helga got a 17.
That means you're gonna roll a death save at the top of the round.
Dude,
Yes.
stalking.
Well, you might as well get it out.
All right. 15 to 10.
I had a 13.
All right. 13 cat. All right, 10 to 5.
I rolled a 9.
All right. All right. Soot got the 9, and last but certainly not least is the blah ba da ba doo ba da.
How's Crumpet doing?
We'll find out.
Ooh, exciting.
Actually, I do need to roll initiative for Crumpet, so thank you for telling me that.
Yep. Make attacks.
No. I don't think so.
Okay, cool. So that's when that was. All right. So, at the top of the round, Katrina, you hear the sound of heavy shifts and thuds from inside the building as you get to the door. You can see a bright light shining from the cracks underneath and around the door and through some of the boarded up windows on the front of this building. Shortly after that, child's scream pierces the evening, but there is no other sound other than that. So at the top of initiative, Helga,
Yes.
I need you to roll a death saving throw.
Come on, Helga. It's a 10.
It's a 10, you succeed.
It's a 10. Yes.
Mark a success.
Nice.
All right, next part of the round, Katrina, you hear you hear a strange tearing and ripping sound and a lot of hissing.
Baby.
And it is now Katrina's turn.
Okay, so you said that there are boarded up windows. I can't see through them.
You cannot see through them.
Katrina rushes in.
No.
What I'm showing right now on the screen is at least the audience's last known, what everyone knows is the last known location of all the characters.
Helga got up, slowly walked away.
You just open the door, nobody's there.
We walked in.
It's just totally empty building.
Okay, I'm going to walk in and immediately duck behind the pile of boxes.
Okay, so you enter the room, you enter the building, and as you enter, you're nearly blinded by this piercing bright light that is coming from a figure on the floor that is currently swarming with little wiggly snakes of almost all sizes. It's this tiny figure you assume to be Soot. And right before them, you see Helga, who's not covered in snakes, but appears to be covered in, for a horrifying moment, you think it's entrails. And Helga is indeed covered with her own blood, but as you duck behind, you realize, as you prepare to, like, duck behind the boxes, you realize, oh my gosh, that's not Helga's guts, that's an entire pile of ripped apart snakes.
Hey.
And standing on Helga's unconscious form is, hackles raised, a very patchwork-looking cat that is hissing angrily at the snakes now swarming the figure near Helga, kind of batting away anything that gets close to the body.
Good job, baby.
What a good cat.
I love Crumpet.
I actually rolled for this. This isn't just something I made up. Like, I rolled for Crumpet. Crumpet isn't looking too good, but Crumpet fucked those snakes up.
Can he stabilize me?
No, he cannot.
I'm going to beckon towards Crumpet to come to me, if he'll even listen. Just like a, come here, boy.
Okay, so as you say that,
No, I don't say anything. I just wave my hand.
Okay, he's actually not paying attention to you because approaching the bodies are two of these guards. Their hoods thrown back. They have this peaky yellowish green tint to their skin and the bright yellow eyes as they are approaching. Both of them have longbows strung over their backs, and they have drawn scimitars at their sides. You recognize one of them as the one that tried to manipulate you earlier.
Yeah. Okay, and they're approaching the bodies, but they're not there yet?
They're approaching the bodies. They haven't quite noticed you yet, but you have basically, like, this round before something happens.
Okay. I'm curious if they are within Helga's... is what I'm seeing on the map accurate? Are they within Helga's square, her 5 feet?
They are, they're like not in Helga's square. They're more realistically like this, but this one is like looming over Helga.
Loom.
It's looming.
Okay.
What's he making on the loom?
It's a sweater.
One that says,
now if I know that friendly terrain does not, like, passing through a party member's square doesn't count as difficult terrain when they are active. If they are unconscious, does it count as difficult terrain because they're prone?
Yeah, if they're prone and it's a tight area, which this is, it would be a bit of a tight space. You would be able to get to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You'd be able to get within melee range of these guys, but you would have to pass through these snakes, which are still swarming over Soot's body.
Okay.
Soot.
I'm just getting my bearings. I'm not going to take too long. I'm sorry. I don't want to light my friends on fire.
fried bird.
Alright, I am going to, since that there's a bunch of them, I'm just going to take my longsword and try to just do a swipe above, like, over Soot's prone form and try to just, like, smack all the snakes off and slice some of them in half if I can.
Okay, are you moving here? Because that's when you're within range of them, actually.
Yeah, that's where I'm going to move.
Okay, cool. So, that one is that, which means... Fuck, I had my notes right here. I was keeping track of everyone's hit points as such. see. All right, cool. I've got my stats. Got my stats. Stats.
And that would be a 13 to hit the snakes.
13 to hit the snakes. That is a miss.
Damn.
That's your
Okay,
first attack. Second
Yeah,
attack.
Ugh, worse. A 9.
That also misses. You're too afraid of hitting Soot's unconscious form.
There's snakes!
You still have movement. And your bonus action if you wanted to use that for anything.
And bonus actions, I can disengage.
Not unless
No,
you
I
have
can't
an ability that allows you to disengage as a bonus action.
But if I move away, the snakes get an opportunity attack, don't they?
No.
No?
At where you are right now, they do not.
Okay, I'm gonna move, how tall are these boxes?
They're, they are stacked the way they are. The highest one right here is about, the top of it is about 10 feet above the ground. And it's stacked pretty close to, directly above you, there's like a roof. There appears to be like a second floor kind of built into the building. That kind of ends over here. You can see there's a lot higher darkness. So it's kind of like a shelf of the wall. So like 10 feet above you, this box is brushing the top.
It's a cat on a crate.
Gotcha, so I wouldn't be able to climb on top of it. Alright, good to know.
You wouldn't necessarily be able to climb on top of it, no.
Without trying.
Without moving one of the boxes. What are you doing?
I'm just gonna stay where I'm at right now.
Okay, Soot, it is your turn. I need you to roll a death saving throw.
You can do it.
Okay, let's do this, baby. Oh my god.
That's another fail.
Great. That was a 2.
Could have been a 1, so count your blessings.
Count that as 2 failures.
Dana, please.
So guys, I quit.
I mean, I'll quit. Just kidding.
I'll cry.
All right, that's Soot's turn. It is these people's turn. They see Katrina. This one takes a step back. And, actually, no. Can't really do that. This one is actually going to charge forward. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And the snakes are actually going to get an opportunity attack.
Good.
On whom?
Um,
On Cat?
no, on the guard charging towards Katrina. Katrina, this is the one that you recognized.
Yeah. There's no such thing as friendly fire when you're a snake.
Oh my god, someone tweet that.
All right, so the snakes rolled a, let me see, they rolled a 15, which definitely hits. That hits. Oh fuck, if they kill this guy as heroes, I'm gonna laugh my ass off. Yeah, because they're not technically allied, so like, they would realistically do that because they're instinctual creatures.
There's no friendly fire when you're a snake.
Any rule mongers in the chat right now can bite my ass.
Any what now?
Wait, are they at? No, they're not. Okay, so they get full. Jesus, they do full damage. Okay. So wait a second. Are these guys? Oh, they're immune to poison. Okay, cool. So he only takes the piercing damage. You don't know that.
For your own
7 points of damage. Okay. Okay, so and as he charges through, it doesn't seem to react necessarily. to the snakes biting at his legs. Seems to kick a couple of them off. Steps on Soot's arm as he's going. Doesn't really give a shit.
They're still primarily on Soot.
The snakes are still primarily on Soot. Yeah, they don't move with the dude. Because that's not how that works. He swings at you with his first attack. However, that's a 5.
Yeah, that does not hit.
He swings at you and his sword lodges in the wood of one of the crates to the right. Just with a chunk. And as he pulls it out and swings again, it's stuck. It's stuck in there.
Good.
Yeah, it's just stuck in there. He rolled a 6. Jesus Christ. A 5 and a 6. Alright, this one, however, can see you from there and is going to draw their longbow. Or is it a short bow? It's a short bow. And it's a short bow, and they're going to attack!
No!
That is a natural 20.
Ugh.
So that's... Yeah, we all know that hits. So, short bow is a 1d6 plus 1.
Question for the DM.
Yes.
You ever heard of pulling your punches, man?
I just missed 2 scimitar attacks. Bite me. And that's max damage.
I'll talk
Great.
about you.
So that's 13 piercing damage to you, Katrina.
Okay.
Plus 18 poison damage.
Really?
Yep.
On the arrow?
On the arrow. It's a natural 20.
My God.
That's what critical hits do.
It says 21 points of damage.
Mm-hmm. It just this arrow from a very short distance just shunk into a chink in your armor, and it's buried in your left shoulder.
Yow.
You can feel it. You can feel it grinding into the bone too. It's not feeling too good.
Michael,
Oh, that fucking hurt.
Also from above you, you hear actually from almost directly above you, Katrina, you hear a
oh.
You don't know what that means. Necessarily. That's what you hear.
Someone's filming
Okay, great.
porn upstairs.
Sounds like a grumpy man.
Da 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 da!
Oh God, what if this is tieflings? It's probably not the tieflings.
Brings us up to the top of the round. As you hear that, Katrina, above you, go ahead and just make a general perception check. This will not count as your action.
An 8.
The wind's howling outside. Yeah, you just hear the wind howling outside. You feel very alone.
Fuck. That's so depressing.
Cat just trying desperately.
Helga,
Friends.
That's
Oh,
safe.
maybe
roll a
not.
death save.
2.
Oh,
That's a fail. Mark that failure.
Oh,
Not as bad off as baby.
we're
The
just-
snakes, sensing living prey to kerfuckle, because I mean they would do that. I didn't expect. Okay, I expected you to charge them, so I didn't consider that as a possibility. Anyway, snakes are gonna attack.
Oh.
But
Wait,
they
attack
no, they're gonna attack the dude.
Oh.
Wait,
The
really?
snakes are suddenly, he walks through them, and some of them started biting, and then they swarmed after him. Something was moving in their space. They're frenzied. There's something wrong with these things, Katrina, as you watch. And as they move away from the cat, you hear.
Maybe these snakes
Oh,
are
no.
And the snakes seem to be biting at the dude's ankles, but it doesn't seem to be doing anything. He's not even reacting to it. That's the end of their turn, which brings us to Crumpet. Actually, Katrina, you watch as Crumpet
Stabilize the soot.
on Helga continues to hiss at everything nearby. Actually, no. Crumpet is going to, actually, yeah, fuck it.
Stabilize soot.
Hold up, let me just pull these stats up. Fuck it, this is happening. You know, whatever, we're doing it live.
Magic cat.
Oh god. Soot, not Soot. Crumpet quite literally leaps a lot farther than a cat should directly towards this archer.
Oh my god.
Or actually, no, cats are pretty agile. So yeah, Crumpet just fucking leaps at him.
He's got a vertical jump.
And is going to make a bite attack.
Oh, good boy.
Fuck him up, Crumpet!
Crumpet, be my hero.
Oh fuck, shit. That's a 23.
That's what I like to hear.
Uh.
Good boy, Crumpet.
Yeah, don't be so excited. It does like a D4 damage.
Well, still, he did his little best.
It's one more D4 that I don't have to make on it.
Yeah, that's a good point. As soon as I find a D4 in my fucking dice bag, there we go. Alright, it does...
So far, the cat has done more damage than me.
Oof.
Yeah, good point. So the dude takes... Oh, hey, max damage! Look at that! He takes 7 points of damage.
Go, Crumpet!
How much did I start with? Christ, okay. He takes 7 points of damage. This is absurd. Oh, okay.
You having a cat would be good.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Yeah, the cat just... And, just... it just leaps at him. The guy's like... Cat's just clawing into him. Having a rough...
that's our cat, and he's an asshole!
Yeah. Katrina, it's your turn.
Great. I am going to...
You're going to...
Eat
I'm gonna say eat pussy.
I am going to cast Firebolt at the guy directly in front of me.
Okay, does that require you to make a ranged attack roll? Because that will be with disadvantage because they're within 5 feet of you.
Let me check. I don't think so.
You can angle a, you can theoretically angle, if you want to cast a fire spell, you can angle a Burning Hands to hit, 5, 10, 50. You can theoretically angle it to hit all of the guys who are standing, at least. Plus the snakes.
But I'll hit, Helga and Soot, too.
Well, I mean, they're on the ground.
You're on the ground.
Oh, so they wouldn't get hit by that.
The description of the spell is a thin sheet of flame shoots from your fingertips, so I consider this a 2-dimensional object.
Okay, then I'm gonna use Burning Hands. I didn't want to hit my friend.
Okay. You, as also being proficient with the spell, would know that it does set uncarried objects alight.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Just... Okay.
But the crates. I'm dead. Don't listen to me.
You're not conscious. You can't talk.
I don't
The
want
brain just hear a whisper.
What about Thunderwave would definitely hit my friends though.
Yeah, it would. Although you could angle it so that it's towards the wall, and so it would only hit the 2 guys directly in front of you, the snakes and the fighter. You could theoretically smash it like in this direction, so it would only hit these 2 enemies.
Smash that like button in this direction.
So the Thunderbolt.
Thunderwave, yeah.
Thunderwave. Oh, what was that? Yeah, I'm gonna use Thunderwave on them.
Okay. What is your DC? It's a Constitution saving throw, correct?
I think so.
All right.
My DC is 14.
14. All right. The snakes rolled a natural 1.
Nice.
So go ahead and roll damage for that. However, the
I suck.
the guard Constitution saving throw Yeah, that's a natural 18.
Hit.
But the snakes rolled a natural 1, so snakes blast away from you off of this guy and just they just yoink down the fucking way. They just
So and I'm going to pass.
actually they go 5, 10, 15, I believe, because that's how far things go.
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, 10 feet away from the caster.
It's not.
5, 10. Yep, there you go. So go ahead and roll your damage. Go ahead and roll your damage for that.
I thought I just did, but it didn't show the damage. It just did.
It's probably set to output as a damage die or as a spell card. So just go ahead and type in 2d8 if you remember how to do that.
Plus my spell attack bonus.
No, it's just damage. I'm just rolling 2d8 dabblage.
Yeah, okay, 2d8. So it's 2
R slash.
R slash.
It's slash R.
Slash R. Slash R2.
D8. There's a space between the R and the 2. I believe in you.
I believe in them.
That would be 13.
Holy shit!
Nice.
All right, nicely done.
So the snakes take all 13, and the guy takes half of that.
All right, the snakes take all 13. Damn. Oh shit. Okay. 13 fucking points of damage. Okay. Are they?
You round up or down for the dude.
The snakes take full damage from that actually because it's.
Yeah, they take full damage because they failed their constitution and they are knocked away. However, your boy is not knocked away and he takes half damage.
He takes 6 points of damage, which still seems to hurt. He's not looking too hot. He's not looking too sexy. Sexy.
Oh my god.
And the snakes aren't feeling too good either, actually.
Just multiple. They're feeling sexy. Snakes.
The snakes, on the other hand, are feeling slightly sexy. Only slightly. All right, Katrina, anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
Yes. I am... Fucking opportunity attack. Nope, I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm going to move so that I'm over here. I'm gonna, like, move through their line. That way I'm no longer within arrow range of this guy here.
Mm-hmm.
That way I can be next to Helga.
You're going to be, like, in Helga's space or, like, here?
I want to be on top of his ass. He's not shooting me with any more of those arrows.
Okay. You go through. The snakes were forcibly moved away from you. However, he does get that gentleman gets a opportunity attack. And he takes it, and he rolls a... 18.
Jesus
Ooh,
fucking.
jeez.
That just hits.
Oh,
My AC's 18.
All right, so luckily he only gets the 1 attack, and the semi does 5 points of damage to you.
Okay.
Yeah, so so if anyone was conscious to watch, they would see Katrina takes the hilt of her sword, mutters a brief word, and smacks it against the wall, and it lets out this concussive blast that shoots the snakes away and causes the guard to clutch at his eardrums. And as Katrina kind of darts past him, he just swipes out with his scimitar and catches her in the back a little bit.
And then with my bonus action, I'm going to use my second wind.
Go ahead. Go ahead and roll your hit points for that.
It's 1d10 plus my fighter level. Yes.
Yep. 1d10 plus 5.
fuck him up, cat.
13. So 13 points.
All right, I'm gonna actually roll a initiative roll for this. Oh, you are so fucking lucky, Soot.
What?
Nothing. Just Katrina. At the end of your turn, because she rolled the exact same fucking thing as you. Let me just find it. It's probably not in this one. Ah, crap! I need to actually go grab my I need to go grab my monster manual. I'll be right back.
Oh, I hate this.
His what? I couldn't even understand the words.
While you're up, I'm gonna go put my hummus back in the fridge.
Is that what they're calling it nowadays?
I have retrieved my monster manual.
I have voices here. Why does that sound familiar?
I want to say it's Tinder, but I could be wrong.
I'm thinking Upsy, my lifting friend.
That also works, but Mike doesn't want listeners
No.
to the Adventures Zone.
No, but
The Adventures Zone TM.
just sound.
Animal.
Alright, let me just double check what the stats of said thing that is about to come bursting through the door is.
Oh, lovely.
We have... Yep, okay, so, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, that was an 11, which, beats Soot in the initiative, so... Katrina, bursting through the door, and I don't have a mini for this, because I didn't think to make one. Jesus.
Oh boy, what's happening?
Flying through the door, not in armor, is none other than Captain Theodric Shieldheart.
Oh my god.
Theodric, fucking help!
Great sword in hand. Eyes wild, drenched. He's still wearing his, his other clothes. And as he charges through the door, he leaps at, he briefly, takes in the situation and leaps at the nearest, guy, which is this dude here. With two massive swipes of his sword overhand. Natural fucking 20.
Damn,
Yes,
what a move. Theodric, the hero. Hero of the night.
Plus 5 to hit. 25. Jesus Christ. So that is a...
Wounds.
Not very good, but that's 6 points of slashing damage. Wait, no, that's actually 9 points of slashing damage. And he cleaves the guy in two.
Fucking yes, Theodric.
Cleaves him in fucking two. And I'm not saying that, he cuts him in half. From his neck to his left hip, just slices through him.
Damn.
This horrible shower of blood.
What a move.
Some of it splatters on Sid's face.
5, 10. Yeah, so he's gonna 15, 20, 25, 30, and he's going to step over your fallen comrades, and with a lunging strike, just pierces forward, because he has 2 attacks per round.
Gay. I don't know why I said gay.
Yeah, why?
Because gay is excellent, and that is excellent.
He gets a 13, however, that still fucking hits. Not double damage, though. However, I did roll higher than balls. So that's 8 points of damage. And he stabs into this guy who now looks a little panicked.
Good.
Does he say anything?
Yeah, as he leaps in, and there's a brief moment between blows, he says, "I saw the bodies. I came looking for you."
Wait, the bodies in the river?
We're fucking glad you're here. We need to get them out of here.
Can do.
Save the baby.
Save the
Well, sadly, he's used his action for all of that, so...
Yeah.
Save the tank.
So yeah, that all of that happened in the span of 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Save the
That's
baby
so
first.
wild, though. Right on, Friedrich.
I had Katrina rolling perception checks to see if she could hear like shouting in the distance, because like there was a whole other thing happening this whole time.
Whoops. It's the heat of battle, man. No one knows what's going on.
Yeah, nobody knows. It's all good though. All right. Next up is Soot.
Okay, guys.
Soot.
Prayer circle. Let's do this, baby.
Oh, Jesus fuck. Oh.
Oh my god!
So dead.
That's dead.
Oh no!
Four.
I quit.
Oh, my baby!
What?
My little Ash. Well, that's cool.
Tiff,
Hi, Mike.
I will let you roll a real life d20 because you have a witness, but you have to take the roll.
Okay. I do have dice. I just
Hold on,
have to go grab them.
I have one right here.
Do I want to use a Call of Cthulhu dice?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Cthulhu, hear our prayers.
Fana let me down, Cthulhu. It's up to you now, bro. Okay.
Oh my god, the music playlist stopped.
Oh my god.
I can just hear like the tremulous violin.
Don't roll it on that. It's not flat.
Oh my god, what do I roll it on?
Here, roll it on this. Like, put this down. Tater is here to witness also.
So guys, what we're playing on is Roll20, which is a free service that you can use to play Dungeons and Dragons. And usually it's pretty nice with rolls. However, the first campaign that I played on Roll20, I had to roll a death save for my character, and I rolled 2 natural ones in a row. So
So maybe their algorithm is not the best.
they don't like death saves. But otherwise, we love them.
I got a 15.
Yeah, I just gotta say my like natural dice rolling skills versus my digital dice rolling skills, way better.
Well,
15.
It's not about supposed to be skills. It's
No.
just like, oh,
It's about the luck.
I need you to take a picture and send it to me.
Okay, Dad. Let me grab my phone. Hold on.
Tater, take a
But
picture.
yeah, 15. I will send that to you and we can carry on.
Katrina,
Uh,
you may want to keep in mind the fact that every round you spend fighting, your friends are dying.
Yeah.
I know. I had to get them away from them so I could get through without taking too much damage. I did not want to also die because that first hit knocked me down to half hit points.
It was a natural 20.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that text.
Game through. Hopefully. Okay. 15.
Okay. So mark a success.
Okie dokie. Do I take out one of the failures?
No, you keep all failures. You have to get 3 of either.
Until someone stabilizes you.
That's confusing, but okay.
You can use an action to stabilize someone
So you
usually.
currently have 2 fails and 1 success.
No, I have 3 fail.
Well, no.
Yeah, mark off one of this one. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. Like I was getting so confused. Okay, there we go. 1 success, 2 failures. I accept that.
Can't like my life.
All right. So, it is now this guy's turn here. Right before his turn starts, the entire building lurches in the storm, the stormy waters that are still raging outside, and even from the darkness you hear more thuds and crashes. Nothing in here was tied down properly.
Dang, this building.
Seeing this avenue of escape, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, charges out into the darkness.
Okay.
Wow.
However, Katrina, both you and Theodric get an attack of opportunity.
Attack.
Theodric rolled a 11.
And that's only a melee attack, right?
A single melee attack, unless you have a special feat, which you don't have.
Play the motherfucker.
I rolled a 6 and a 1 for fucking damage.
That would be a 25 to hit.
I think that hits, yeah. Um,
11 points of damage.
Jesus Christ. Well, he rolled 10 points of damage. So that's 21 points of damage to this guy. Doesn't take him out. You gave him some nasty shit. Give him some nasty attacks to think about as he runs away. Which brings us now to the top of the round. You also hear more scuffling above you happening. Which brings us to Helga's turn.
Save Helga. Save Helga from death.
You can choose now if you want to roll it in person or use roll 20.
I'll keep using roll 20.
Okay.
13.
Okay, mark another success. How many is that now?
2 success, 1 fail.
2 success, 1 fail. All right. Which brings us to the snakes.
Roll 20 likes me best.
And they are going to 10, 15, 20. They swarm out and over. Actually, no, they don't, because I just realized there's a cat in the fucking way. They swarm through the boxes and up around your legs, Katrina.
Okay.
You are now being bitten. And that is a 16 to hit.
Misses.
The snakes are trying to bite at you, but you're kicking them away. They're biting into the metal of your boots and greaves, and it's just nothing's taking hold. All right, Katrina, it's your turn.
I'm just gonna ignore the fucking snakes and reach into the bag of holding that's on Helga and look for the fucking health potions.
All right. Since you know they're there, I'm not going to make you roll for an investigation check, but it is going to take your entire action to do that. Are you okay with that?
Get them out?
Yeah.
Yeah, can I get them out and hold them up to Theodric? That way he can take them and give them to her?
Sure. Yeah.
Give these to them.
He looks at them, and there is recognition in his eyes. He does know he does seem to know what health potions are, and he grabs them. And that's the end of your turn. And are you going to use your movement?
I can still move, right?
Yeah, you can still move.
I don't care if I'm taking the snakes with me. I'm going to pursue.
Okay. You charge off into the darkness. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Pursued by snakes. Pursued by
Exit. Pursued by snakes.
and cat.
Exit. Pursued by snakes. Except the snakes don't follow because they can't. Katrina, it is entirely dark. You have no idea where you are. Do you, run into... Because this is where the darkness starts. Do you run directly into the darkness? Because you have no way of seeing currently.
I'm so worried about her, getting crushed.
No, I'm not going to do that. Can I climb these boxes?
You certainly can. I'll have you roll an athletics check really quick.
That's a fucking 7.
A 7?
Yeah.
Okay, so it takes all of your movement to get to the top. Or
That's
actually,
fine.
you get right here. Yeah, you get right there. You're trying to climb up, but the whole thing is swaying too much, and you're just so Theodric, it's now Theodric's turn. He has these 2 health potions in his hands. He kneels down. He's getting scratched. He's actually not getting scratched by Crumpet. Weirdly enough, Crumpet is not doing anything. It seems to just be focused on hissing at the at the snakes. And Theodric reaches down and administers a healing potion, which I believe is 1d4 plus 1. Right? It was just a regular healing potion?
Yes.
Yep, that's 1d4 plus 1. No, I'm sorry. 2d4 plus 2. What am I talking about?
Hello.
So, Helga,
Helga.
you suddenly feel conscious. You feel in this, you have this animalistic response where you're suddenly awake and instinct takes over and everything around you is fear and anger and there's something over you. You have, 4, 5 plus 2. You have 7 hit points now.
Am I still enraged, or?
No, your rage ended.
Okay.
But you wake up and it's more of a like immediate like
Yeah, no, I get you.
But your vision is not like clouded by rage. You realize, oh shit, Theodric.
Oh shit, Theodric.
And actually as that as you have that realization, he turns around and bends over Soot.
Soot.
And begins preparing to administer another health potion. But that's the end of his turn. Soot.
Moment of
Why
truth.
did you? Why couldn't you have given Soot the potion first?
Because he lied to me. Anyway.
You can use roll 20 or you can use that die.
I don't know. Roll 20 hasn't been sweet to me. I am going to roll the die.
Okay.
As Kit as my witness.
Kit Kat.
Kit Kat witness Kat. 16.
All right, that's another success.
2 and 2.
2 and 2. Getting tight.
Do you need me to take a pic? Wait,
What?
I'd take your word for it.
cool.
I'll take your word for it this time.
I'm an honest individual.
We swear on Tater's life.
Yeah.
I don't know Tater, so I'll okay.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot to roll for Crumpet. Crumpet leaps at the snakes.
Good boy.
That was cocked. That is... Fuck, I have to pull the stats back up again.
Good job.
That's,
Roll our dice.
plus 5, so that's a 15 to hit. However, it does not bite the shit out of the snakes, sadly.
Meow.
Yep, so, Crumpet is swarming around, is just leaping through the snakes, just biting the shit out of them, but there's just so many of them. Next up is the people in the place.
I hate that.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
You said he was heading out, like out the back?
He head in this direction through the darkness, and then you kind of lost sight. However, at the top of the turn, Katrina, I need you to make a
Dexterity save?
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, because you see the lip of what looks like a walkway that you are now tall enough to reach with your head. I need you to see if you can dodge getting struck painfully by that.
Ow.
It'll be a dexterity saving throw.
Saving throw, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, my computer's being extremely slow with the scrolling thing.
It's okay.
16.
Oh, hey, look at that. You, just succeeded. However, you do catch yourself on the lip of this. You do catch yourself on the lip of this railing above you, and you do take. What did I say? It was like, yeah. So you just take a number. You're gonna take 2d10 damage, halved. Okay, so you take 7 points of bludgeoning damage as it smashes into you. However, you are not hurt too badly by that. So, that's the end of that. Helga, you are awake.
I guess I reset my saving throws.
Yep, you reset your death saving throws. You see Crumpet is currently besieged by snakes. You see Theodric bending over Soot with a vial of red liquid. Katrina is riding boxes for some fucking reason. There's a lot of weird shit going on in here.
Let's see. I am on ground. I should get up from ground.
Yep, stand up using half of your movement speed. You have 20 feet of movement still. Actually.
I think when you're prone, standing up only requires 5 feet of movement. No.
Oh shit, yeah. Yeah, you have that feat.
I can fucking run. No. I'm gonna get up and make an attack on the snakes.
Go ahead and make your first attack.
Are the snakes on someone right now? Are they on?
They are swarming around Crumpet, but you're not risking hitting Crumpet.
Okay. Yeah, I like aim on a snake's like not directly.
Sure. Go ahead.
Don't want to hurt a baby. Great axe. 15 to hit.
16. Yeah, they have an AC of 14, actually.
Of what?
I made an oops. They have an AC of 14.
Yeah, so my first attack would have hit.
Did your second attack hit as well?
Wait, you said it's an AC of 14?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because Kat rolled a 14, or Kat got a 14 to hit earlier. You said it missed.
No, it was a 13.
It was a 13? Oh. Might be.
I thought it was a 14.
Anyway, so you hit.
I hit.
Yep.
And I do 7 slashing damage plus 2 because no rage.
Not raging. 7 non-magical slashing damage. Which it appears that they do not take too much because there's so many of them. They seem to be the swarm itself seems to be resistant to such things. However, there does seem to be at least half of how many you normally would expect in a swarm of tiny snakes.
Cool. Alright, I'm gonna make a second attack, also on snakes.
Go ahead.
Yep, that's a hit. 24. And damage. 11 slashing damage.
Alright. That is we're gonna say numbers exist.
Yay!
Yep, you're hurting them. You are killing snakes. Way to go.
Woo! Huzzah!
It is their turn. They are going to swarm. Oh, they're gonna try and attack the fucking cat. Because they're dumb snakes.
Not the baby.
That is a 15.
Not the angel.
Fuck's his AC?
70.
Nope. It's 13. Okay, so takes that. Yep, so they're going to do weirdly enough, They seem to be biting Crumpet, but Crumpet does not seem to be reacting at all to them. Very much in the way that the Serpent Man was not reacting to them attacking him.
Is Crumpet immune to poison damage?
You don't know.
Boy.
Amazing.
Helga's the only one that notices this.
That's my boy.
And so he only takes like 4 points of damage.
Good boy. That's it.
5 points of damage. Crumpet's not looking too good. Crumpet's just not looking good.
Oh, this poor. Stop healing so you can heal Crumpet.
No! Soot!
Crumpet!
So that is the end of their turn. Katrina, you are now like you have your arms and like chest on this walkway. You kind of like went between this railing, and you can sort of see like the wall in front of you because of the light coming from soot, but everything around you is shrouded in mostly darkness. To your right, kind of around back here on top of the walkway, this larger walkway area. You can sort of see some shapes moving. You can hear scuffling. You can hear.
Okay, so I can hear things and people up there.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Behind you, because you're actually tall enough now, you see swaying from the ceiling these chandeliers. You can see the glint of the metal, but they don't seem to be lit.
They're not lit, yo.
I can fix that.
So yeah, Katrina, what are you doing?
I'm gonna climb up to the top of the balcony,
Okay.
and I'm gonna fireball the chandelier. Or firebolt the chandelier.
I was like, you do not have fireball.
I do not have fireball.
Yeah, go ahead and just roll a general attack
Do
really
I have
quick.
Fireball? I want a fireball.
10 to hit. What'd you get?
Gracious, great balls.
Yeah, 10 to hit.
Okay, yeah, that's enough. It's just a non-moving object. Yeah, so I'll say you shoot a fireball. Beep! That's the sound of fireworks. And I'll say they have like a 30-foot range, so
And I was climbing up as well.
5, yeah, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So yeah, we'll say this whole area is now like it's lit, bro. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Actually, realistically speaking, we should say 25, because that's fair. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yep, so that all kind of gets lit up. It's lit, bro.
Can I see anything up top?
Yes, you can. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
30.
There we go. So yeah, you get to see an interesting number of things because you are technically no longer on this map. I'm gonna have to direct your attention elsewhere. Over here, in fact. You're gonna have to scroll to the right. Because as you get up, the man you were pursuing... I'm just gonna pan the camera over so the audience can see too.
Oh, interesting.
Wait, what's happening?
You are now on the second floor.
Look at those giant crates.
Scroll to the
The
right.
man I was pursuing right in front of me.
You got up there right next to him. Yeah, he was charging. He was charging. However, also, you see off to the left, someone seems to be very surprised that there's another person here.
Yeah. How has that effect on people?
Mm-hmm.
Surprise, bitch!
Yeah, he kind of does that thing where he, like, skids to a stop. And just looks, like, wide-eyed and very panicked. He's bleeding profusely. He's not having a good time. But you used your action to firebolt.
I did. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to fucking see anything, so I needed to do it. But
That's correct, and he would have had advantage on his next attack against you. So, next up is Theodric. Theodric is going to administer a healing potion to Soot.
Yay!
However, Soot, you get
For Millis.
6 points of health to yourself.
Nice.
Great, I'm at 3.
What?
I had -3 before.
I thought you just stop at 0. Mike, you stop at 0.
Yeah, you stop at 0.
Stop counting at 0.
I thought that you kept counting only, like, when it's over.
No, you have to take it from a single source.
Okay, cool. I'm at 6. Nice. I'm alive.
The bird gasps to life, and there is a very handsome, dark-skinned man over you. Are you okay?
Brother?
No. Come on, we have to fight.
No, baby.
He's not doing hot.
Don't make the baby fight.
The baby's gotta heal.
The chat right now. The boy is alive!
he's alive.
He's alive!
Oh my god.
Thank God.
By the grace of the gods.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my
Named Mike.
Quit.
Me looking at roll 20.
Okay, yeah, look. Okay, so anyone watching right now, Soot is alive not because I allowed the reroll of that, but because Roll20 is bullshit when it comes to D20 rolls. RNGesus is an asshole in this programming, and it needs to be redone.
Yeah, like if you either roll really high or really low.
Like, there's no balance to it at all.
Yeah,
The-
I'm kind of thinking we might need to just switch to real life die and honor system.
Yeah. I'm kind of cool with that. I like
We may be switching to live dice, which means you'll get the beautiful ASMR sound of dice rolling.
Ooh, sexy.
Oh, yes. Anyway, Soot, it's your turn.
Oh, delightful.
Heal yourself!
Actually, okay, hold on. Let me take stock of my skills. And because I might be able to do. Yeah, I saw. Okay, cool. I am going to cast Mass Healing Word as a level 3 spell.
Oh, shit. All right. Who are your people that you're going to be choosing as your targets for that? Or how many targets can you choose for that?
I can choose up to 6 creatures. So that is,
What's the range?
does it? 60 feet.
5, 10, 50. Yeah, you can get Katrina.
Woo! Yeah, nice.
He's
Also-
just like, you
oh,
for my
shit.
homie upstairs.
Y'all, guess what? It's a bonus action.
Oh, shit.
And you can get Crumpet!
This was a bonus action.
You can heal literally everyone in your group.
So everyone, including Crumpet, is my goal.
Okay.
At
Go ahead and roll your healing. It just happens. What do you say? What is Soot's words? What is Soot's mass healing word?
just like a weak Thana, but with all his might, which isn't a lot of might right now.
Little birdie mouth.
All right, go ahead and roll those healy heals.
Healing time, healing me. Okay, as a level 3, submit. Okay. Damn it! Okay, I didn't do that right. Whoops.
So you just roll 1d4 plus your spellcasting modifier, and everyone heals that amount.
Baby!
Love this. Okay. 1d4 plus healing modifier. That is. Oop. Cool. Nice.
And
8 for everybody.
8 hit points for everyone.
8
All right.
You
Crumpet
get
looks
hit
significantly better because Crumpet has 12 hit points total.
Amazing. Nothing's attacking me right now, right?
You are not currently being threatened by anything.
Okay. I want to channel divinity.
Okay.
I don't think
Yes,
is that I think that's not a spell, or is it
Channel Divinity is an
Is that
action.
an action? Okay.
Yes, Channel Divinity is an action, I believe. It should say.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an action. So Soot raises his arm that holds his holy symbol of Fana, a bracelet, a golden bracelet, and mumbles Fana a second time. And so as an action, you present your holy symbol, and any magical darkness within 30 feet of you is dispelled. Each hostile creature within 30 feet must make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
A creature takes radiant damage equal to 2d10 plus cleric level on a failed saving throw and half damage on a success.
Okay,
Does it count
so
on the ones above?
creature that has total cover from you is not affected. The only creature that will be affected is the snakes, currently. Unless Soot wants to charge out into the middle of the floor.
I'm honestly imagining that Soot is still prone, so would he have to, like, would that take away half his speed?
Yeah, it would use up half his speed, and then he would be able to go 5, 10, theoretically,
What is that
15 up. He'd be able to, like, get out into the floor if he wanted to. But, like, to get, like, here, he would be able to see one dude up here with Katrina, theoretically, but he would have to run past the snakes.
And
I want to sling him up Angry Bird style.
would the snakes would get attack of opportunity.
The snakes would get an attack of opportunity.
I kind of just want to freaking go for it.
Okay, so you charge out into the middle. The snakes do get the attack of opportunity as you pass through.
I might die again.
That is a 13 plus something. 6, 19.
Fuck, yeah, that hits.
Okay, well, luckily there's only half of them left, so they only do half damage.
Sweet. Oy. Still, that might fuck me over somehow. I'm at.
So that's 5 piercing damage.
Oh my god. Nice. Okay. Shoot. I'm at 1. Cool. Yeah, so it goes out there.
I didn't finish.
Oh no, don't do
Damage
this.
too.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh,
You did this. You did this to you this time.
I know I did this to me this
Oh.
time. I'm listening to Theodric, dude. I just came back to life.
Hey, making dramatic choices should never be punished.
Yeah, kid. 10.
I wouldn't say you should be punished. I just was saying you did this.
I healed
You're like, Mike, no. And then I was
I healed you.
okay, I'll shut up then.
That was actually the DC.
Was that not? Oh, my bad.
No, that's the DC.
No, like,
No, that's
Oh.
the DC, as in you made it. You
Oh.
you
succeeded.
just barely made it. You're good. Okay, so Soot, you charge out into the middle of the room. There's the snakes behind you. There's this dude up here that you can't necessarily see unless you pan off to the right. There's another guy, like, looking over the balcony at you, like, going, what the flying fuck? As Soot raises his holy... Soot is just bleeding profusely, haggard, his feathers are all fucked up, and he raises up his holy symbol, this little prayer wheel, and it shimmers for a brief moment, and then... this huge blast shockwave just erupts from the holy weapon, and... go ahead and roll damage for that, and I'm gonna roll Constitution saves.
Feel my fucking life.
Yeah, that's fucking right. Fucking
While
right.
you're rolling that, Carly has to try.
Is it Constitution?
Yeah, Constitution saving.
And what's your DC?
I believe it is. Let me double check. 15. Yeah.
Okay. Fail.
Nice.
Definitely fail.
Nice.
Still a fail.
Yeah.
So everyone fails.
Addictively, I'm so happy right now.
You're allowed to be vindictive.
I tried peace, man. I tried freaking peace.
What a what's it called? What a cynical little bird.
Music. Where's my music?
I ate it.
There we go.
That is 11.
11 points of dabblage.
I think it's each.
You watch as there's this tiny little as these snakes are incinerated.
Nice.
Cause is it radiant damage or?
It is radiant.
It's radiant damage. Yeah, the snakes are just burned up they sizzle and cook like bacon in the burning light. The guy right in front of you, Katrina, part of him looks like you put a heat lamp to him, and he just, the side of his face boils, and he screams out in agony as part of his body that is exposed to the light just burns at contact. For some reason, Katrina, you just feel warm. You just feel like gentle warmth from that light. And the guy up at the balcony also receives like 3rd-degree burns from this shit.
What a maniacal bird.
I have 1 hit point, baby.
Soot is at 1 fucking hit point.
You heal yourself with your bonus action? Or
I already
will
did
you
my-
use your bonus action?
I actually, yeah. Does that bonus action count for me as well?
Yes.
Oh fuck yeah. Okay. Have to do quick math.
I was wondering why you only had 1 hit point when you like healed everyone in the area. You can heal yourself with a healing word.
Oh my
Nice.
god, babe.
I was so into doing an action that I forgot that healing does me too.
Don't you hate it when you forget that things can do you?
I'm back.
Nice. Okay.
Oh, cool. The dude got knocked out while I was peeing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Soot burned him alive.
Walked out like peeing.
It's pretty
he got
intense.
burned alive.
Yeah, half of his body that was exposed to this blast of light that shot out from Soot, just it burned where the light touched him. But like you were touched by the light and you feel nice and warm. You feel fine.
I went ahead and rolled my wisdom save.
For what?
Watching someone get burned alive.
What'd you get?
13.
You're fine. It wasn't fire damage, it was like radiant. It was like he got a really bad sunburn in like 0.5 seconds.
Okay.
It was still pretty horrifying to watch right in front of you.
I mean.
Yeah, half of him is just crispy bacon.
Mm.
Delicious.
It doesn't smell good.
Carly.
It smells like
Carly.
chicken.
Carly, the snakes are snaking.
They're snaking.
Oh yeah, the snakes are fucking dead too.
Snaking bacon.
Bacon. Exactly. Thank you.
All right, that's Soot's turn. It is now the Peeps. Katrina is the only one upstairs, so I will move the view over here. Yeah, this guy takes a step back and calls over his shoulder in a tongue that you don't recognize, Katrina. But Soot, you do recognize it because it is Kazatung.
Yeah.
And he calls back and he says, "Hurry up and finish them off." And then yeah, the sounds of struggling in the darkness behind him continue. He's going to draw his bow and shoot you. He's going to draw his bow. Katrina, that is a modified 20 to hit.
It hits.
Okay, so short bow, you're going to take... Okay, 2 points of piercing damage.
Oh no. How's the poison damage?
7 points of poison damage.
All right.
9 total. Oh. Did, No, yeah, that was Soot's turn. Yeah, I was just like, oh no, I didn't have Theodric go, but then Theodric went right before Soot. Yeah, so... That's that. As the next turn goes... Uh-oh.
Can I? Yeah, I realize where I am.
You used all your movement getting there.
Shit.
Oh dear.
Kathunk. 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 Soot, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, this is...
Dear lord.
This is fine, this is fine. Oh, fuck me! That's a nat
No!
one. That's a nat one, baby!
Oh,
And
man.
squash.
Oh,
Shit.
Run.
risky moves, risky behavior.
Where'd my D10 go? I had a D10 just lying out. Oh well. One sec. Yeah, so you are shunted out onto a pile of crispy bacon snakes. Yeah, you're shunted out to the nearest open space, and you take 2d10 bludgeoning damage. Better hope it's low.
Foot and the no
That's
good.
10 and 6. That is 16 points of bludgeoning damage.
Foot and the horrible, terrible, no good, very bad day.
Yeah, you took 16 points of bludgeoning damage.
Like, what's the rule for instant death?
You have to take, actually, it doesn't matter from what sources, but in, basically between your... You have to basically take the equivalent of your total... I think it's half of your total hit points.
Yeah.
No, you have to take the equivalent of your total hit points, in, like, in basically one round.
1 round? Okay. That's
Yeah.
Cool. Anyway, I'm unconscious.
Yeah, Soot is now unconscious. Make sure you reset your, death saving throws.
Yeah. I'll reset right now.
Yeah, you watch as Soot is suddenly just smacked. Like, Soot has this super badass moment with this powerful magic blasting out from him, and then a massive pile of boxes just poof, and smack the shit out of him.
The hubris.
I feel like really bad for Theodric more than anything.
Yeah, you just hear Theodric go. You hear Theodric go, oh, Justine. Oh, Justine. Oh, God.
Yeah, so it's just a squawk and he's down.
So, yeah, yep. Helga, it's your turn.
Oh my god, baby.
Helga, get up here!
Shit. Are there any more healing potions?
How many did you have?
I don't know.
You're the one with the fucking thing!
That.
No, I mean, I don't know because I need to pull up the sheet. Michael,
Yes?
I need to pull up the sheet is what I was saying.
Okay.
Roger.
What is Theodric feeling right now?
I don't Okay, I don't see any more healing potions.
Regret.
Yeah, I think you're out. You only
So
had the
much
2.
regret.
Oh,
Jesus
I'm so
fucking
sorry.
Christ.
Okay. On
Can I-
plus side, the other guy looks worse. Maybe.
Oh dear lord. Can I just like make a medicine check to try to stabilize Suit?
Yes, that's a thing you can do.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
fine.
Okay, we're gonna try this. Because he's a baby.
Soot took some bludgeoning damage, but the thing that is causing Soot to be slowly dying is blood loss. So you kneel down, and yeah, that's good enough. It's a DC 10. It's a DC 10 to stabilize your
I'll
yeah.
take it.
So Soda's now stable and will wake up in 1 hour.
Against a box that's not sliding around.
Honestly, just like throw me outside.
Into the rain. Good idea.
No, I'm gonna prop him up against a box that's not sliding around.
Okay, so you just prop Soot up against these boxes here, and that's it for your turn. Do you have anything for movement?
For movement?
Yeah.
Are the snakes still alive?
No, they are bacon.
Oh,
There's
that's
snake
right.
and bacon.
They
For
smell like chicken, like very sweet chicken.
We'll come back for those later when they cool off. Yeah, I'm gonna try to make it upstairs to Cat.
Okay. So there's the lip here that these boxes here are like just barely coming up towards.
Mm-hmm.
You can see over here, these boxes here fit just under a walkway. So you could easily climb either of these stacks of boxes to get up there. You haven't seen any other way to go up as of yet.
Okay. So let's
You have like a fuckload of movement, so you could basically do whatever you want, though.
let's just take that way up.
Up here?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and roll just a standard athletics check.
Excuse me, Taylor.
Taylor, come here.
He's slobbering on me.
As Helga begins to climb these boxes
Is that
up to the
athletics?
top. And then,
Did you say athletics check?
yes.
Okay.
And Helga leaps.
I'm good at those. 19.
Yeah, you definitely leap up over the railing. Right in front of one of these guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Who's like holding a bow like at Katrina and going,
Do I have a bonus action?
You do have a bonus action.
Rage.
Helga has her terrifying magical girl transformation. Like fucking kill a kill. Just.
So
Yeah, so, that's what that is. And that's the end of your turn. The snakes are fucking dead, so that's the end of their turn. Katrina! What are you doing?
Huh.
I kind of want to say it was like I raged as I'm like climbing up the boxes. and
Yeah,
then
we'll say for flavor, like, Helga, you were, like, down here, and the boxes are, like, in this area that I didn't render them because they were going to be moving. But, you're, like, right here, and then as you rage, you literally leap up and then land on the walkway, causing it to shudder.
Badass.
And this light is on, right?
Yeah, that one right there is on.
Okay.
Kisses, Tater. Thank you. Thank you.
I can move. How close can I get to you, boy? Can I get within melee?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You can get just shy of melee, sadly. Because if you walked around the railing, which is about at hip height, you'd
Yeah.
have to, you'd get like right about here.
Okay, next question. Would magic missile,
Mm-hmm.
if I were to use that to try and hit ya boy and also the other chandelier, would that count?
What kind of damage does the magic missile do?
Good question.
It does force damage, doesn't it? Now, you know what? I'll say you light a couple of candles. I'll say you can light a couple of candles if you use magic missile to hit this guy and the chandelier as well.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, so you reveal, I'll say about 20 feet. 5, 10, 15, 20 feet.
Or come here, Tater. Go down. Clean you up.
Yeah, I do 7 force damage. Because out of my 3d4, I rolled a 1, a 1, and a 2, and it's a +3.
Okay, well, bear in mind, only 1d4 plus 1 goes towards that guy.
Yeah,
So I'll say since you were going to shoot him and then the chandelier, that first one goes towards him.
great.
So he takes 2 points of damage.
Air bridge.
All right, Theodric's turn. Theodric is going to kind of fumble for a moment. He doesn't know what to do. I guess he's gonna follow after Helga. 5, 10, 50.
Wait, you said the first attack hits him?
Yes.
It's a 1 + 3, so 4.
What are you talking about?
My plus, it's a +3. So it would be
It's
a
1d4 plus 3 each time? It's 1d4 plus 1 for each dart.
Oh, gotcha. I
Yeah.
misread that. Apologies.
No worries. Theodric actually makes a saving throw. So it's 5, 10, 15, 20. He climbs up. Yeah! And Theodric, not as gracefully, climbs up next to you, Helga. Yeah! And he attacks with his sword.
Does he react to Helga's appearance?
He does not have time to react to it quite yet, because he came up from behind Helga. And all he would have seen was, this is flickering candlelight, everything's going around, this all, crazy stuff he may notice by, like, the end of his turn, I don't know. I'll roll, like, a perception check. That's a 17 plus 5, that definitely fucking hits. Theodric coming through. That is 7 on the first attack. Ooh, yeah, that definitely hits. 7 plus 9 is 16. Takes 16 damage. Swing, swung. And Helga looks crazy. Rolled a 3. Nope. Doesn't even realize at the moment. He's struggling because he climbed up those boxes in a just like you fucking leaped up there, so like you leapt up there. All right, Soot, roll a death saving throw.
No, he's stable.
Oh, he is stable. Okay, cool. Soot, you don't do anything.
Cool.
I had such a stink face at you for a second, Mike.
Oh wow, I could feel it through the computer. All right. It is the peeps. This guy is going to there's this door that seems to shut behind his eyes, and he's just gonna lash out at you because he's cornered. However, that is a 8 plus 3 to hit Helga. That's an 11. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's a 3 plus 3. That's a 6 to hit.
That does not hit.
The next attack, however, is a 19 to hit.
That is a hit.
That does hit. So that's going to be 2 points of slashing damage to Helga, who is raging, so it's actually just 1. Okay, well.
That's funny.
There's that.
Ouch. You okay, buddy?
I'm just I'm just like I'm feeling the pain of this guy. However, you do hear from back here. Ah!
Ouch. Oh, sis, baby. When will you make good choices?
Maybe after this? I don't know.
Next up, you hear the sound of shagunking and shagunking beneath you.
Is that what they call it these days?
Yeah, that's totally what they call it. Helga, it's your turn.
I'm gonna use that.
How is Soot not sliding around?
You don't know.
I propped you up. I propped you up against boxes.
Boxes are
weren't
moving.
sliding. No, I said the boxes that weren't sliding. The ones that you're propped up against are not sliding all over.
The two of you up here notice that the boxes that seem to be up here, they're made of a different wood. They're definitely made of like a darker wood, and they're reinforced with iron. Unlike the wooden crates down below, which, as you were fighting, seemed to be mostly empty and or filled with like grain. As everything was being attacked, like grain would be like flying out and like sand would come out.
Grain's heavier than you might think.
Thanks, Carly!
50-pound sacks of flour over the head.
Okay. Not
Anyway,
processed grain, like the plant.
okay, so I'm gonna attack the guy in front of me with my great axe.
Go ahead.
14 to hit.
Totally hits.
Okay.
Roll some diablage.
He's slashing damage plus 2 because of rage.
That'll do it.
You pig.
That'll do it. You just roar with fury and just slash in a diagonal across his chest and almost cut him in half, but like he just kind of leans back, his spine still connected, and just like slocks onto the ground.
Gross.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
And then I'm gonna yell,
Oh shit.
There's someone back there.
I'm silly. You should actually be able to see back here because of light and physics.
Family question mark?
Oh, you can see that. Fuck. Pay no attention to the words behind the thing.
Did we find our missing persons?
We don't know. Guess we'll find out. However, you do see. Oh, actually, yeah. So since you are there, since we'll say like as you guys attack this guy, you see as this guy just like fucking dies horribly. You see this another one. Oh, there's so many of these guys covered in blood. Just in the process of pulling his scimitar out of the chest of a dark blue-skinned tiefling man, like that he seems to have stabbed through the stomach, behind which two other figures seem to be huddled in the corner. One smaller and kind of like nestled in the arms of one of them. They seem to be shaking in fear. And
the blue guy is the tiefling. Does he look dead?
He looks like he has been stabbed through the fucking abdomen. And the guy kind of like pulls the scimitar out and pushes his unmoving body down on the ground, and he just seems like they've like a what looks like a broken like maybe chair leg or something like kind of falls out of his hand. It seems like he was like putting up a fucking fight this whole time. Once he heard that like there were people fighting in the building. But it's Katrina's turn. What are you doing? Oh no, I'm sorry, Helga. You still have another attack and your movement.
Move over to Mr. Guy over here.
5, 10, 15. Yeah, easily. You just
and attack him.
Go ahead.
13 to hit.
That hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
5, 6, 7 slashing damage.
7 slashing.
Slashing through the guy. My battle axe.
You said 7?
Yes.
I put that down wrong. Okay. Yeah, so that's it for your turn, Helga. Katrina, what are you doing?
Not my turn.
I am also going to charge forward and fuck him up.
Fuck him up, cat.
All right, you're he has cover from those boxes. He has half cover, I would say. So don't worry about it. Just go ahead and attack.
You sure?
Yep, go ahead and attack.
And then, what does flanking do?
Flanking gives you advantage. But you would have to be on the opposite side of him.
Gotcha, okay. That would be 23 for my first hit.
Well, with the half cover, that still hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
11 points of
Jesus
slashing
Christ.
damage.
Christ almighty. And this is why we try to resurrect our friends in the first round. Yeah, that's your first attack. Go ahead and roll your next attack.
18 to hit.
That still hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
12 points of damage.
Oh my god. You are ripping this dude apart. And that's the end of your turn. Soot! You're having a nice dream.
Do I see, like, picture? Do I imagine my god?
No, because you're unconscious. You're not dead.
Well, okay.
Well, oh, you know what? Soot is dreaming. What is Soot dreaming about?
Definitely
It's
what
a
he
dreamy color.
imagines Fana looks like, which is like kind of a cartoonish bird.
Oh.
And they're having tea in a big field, and it's very sunny.
Just having a little tea picnic?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh my gosh, that's lovely.
I like how he's got like a down to earth, relatable god.
That's what he thinks.
I love it.
Yeah. Well,
All right, so this guy here, the two figures are kind of like huddled here. He is going to launch himself this way. 5, 10, 15, 20. Launches himself over the boxes and away. Seems to be trying to escape. Both Katrina and Helga, you get opportunity attacks.
Yeah, boy! Fuck 'em up. Fuck 'em up. Fuck 'em up.
25 to hit.
Oh my fucking god. Roll damage.
13, 14, 15 slashing damage.
And mine is...
Don't even bother.
Oh, he dead? I had rolled the natural 20. What a waste. of a
Okay, you
natural
know what?
20.
We'll say both of you get the that'll do it. That'll do it. Because that'll do it. He's fucking dead. As he, like, tries to retreat, you both attack, and he dead.
My
But-
axe one direction, her sword from another direction, and they just meet in the middle.
Go ahead and describe to me. Go ahead and describe to me. You did it. But how?
do it more.
My description?
I couldn't hear you.
Oh,
I-
it's like, I swing at him with my axe from one side, and then you come at him with the sword from the other side, and they just like meet in the middle, and then.
Sounds good to me.
So both of you see him trying to leave, and you both lunge out reflexively with your years of training between you. And as you say, the axe comes from one side diagonally down and to the right, and the sword comes in this powerful upward swing from the bottom, and you bisect this guy down the middle, just and both the
The bisexuals bisected.
there's this clanging of metal as your weapons meet in the middle with the force of your blow, and just a wet sound as the two halves just onto the ground.
Ew.
Amazing.
Nasty. But also fantastic.
Could have sworn you had 3 healing potions.
We might have used one earlier.
You may have. I feel like you did.
Or did you send one with Oakfather? Or...
I don't know what he took. I can't remember. Anyway, that's it. Everyone's dead. All
Okay.
the enemies are dead. You are
Are we
now.
we're out of initiative?
You are out of initiative.
All right, I'm gonna run forward and try to staunch the bleeding on your boy.
He passed his first death saving throw, so I'm gonna allow you to go do that.
Okay, and then his name or the guy we were looking for was named.
Oh, the family. Let's see.
Jafam.
That's a 17 on my medicine check. To try and staunch the bleeding and
You
stabilize.
with his success at his death saving throw, you have stabilized him for now, but he has a gaping wound in his stomach. He is not feeling good.
Okay.
You may have bought him another hour.
Okay.
Theodric, you don't happen to have any healing potions, do you?
No, I really don't. There's still those two figures off in the corner. I'm gonna
you
take
too.
the danger music away first.
You
You two, you're okay. You're safe now. I'm trying to remember the guy's name.
It's Kane.
Kane?
Kane.
Is Daddy gonna be okay? The small figure kind of turns, and you see this this kid has a very interesting diagonal ombre of purple and blue across their face.
That's so cool.
And they have these teeny tiny little nubbin horns that are sticking up. Both of these people, all three of them, are wearing rags. Just these brown rags. God knows how long they've been here. There's you now realize as you approach that there is this there's this stench of urine and sweat, and God knows how long these people have been here.
Oh my god.
God's no.
We're gonna do our best to make sure he's okay. And I'm gonna turn to who was the other person was the woman.
Yes, the what appears to be the mother of the child looks up at you, and she is a purple kind of a lavender tiefling, with long silky black hair that's kind of ratty and matted now, and she has these very these horns that curve out and down and forward, kind of framing her jaw. She's just very lovely features, but just fear has taken her face.
Is this Kane?
Yes, this is my husband, Kane. Who are you?
We've been looking for you.
I'm Kenta.
Hi, Kenta. I'm Kat. We're gonna do our best to take care of you, but I need you to tell me what happened here.
Kane got a job with he must have made some connections, and he just came back one day saying he got a job at the docks, and the next evening they came in the night. They took us. We've been here ever since. Where are we?
We're on the docks.
Is he going to be okay?
We're
Kane.
gonna do our best. And then I'm going to Theodric, will you check the bodies, see if they have any potions, anything that might help?
Already on it. And he kneels down and starts rifling through the pockets. He does. He pulls out coin. He actually pulls out quite a bit of coin. But nothing in the vein of what appears to be any healing items.
I can go ransack the other guy.
Yeah, the guy you bisected right in front of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Currently, Kenta is like trying to shield the child from seeing the bisected person. It's not pretty. So yeah, you all kind of like move around. You going through as Helga and Theodric go through the bodies. You do find about 23 copper pieces total.
Okay. Okay. And then if we don't find any healing potions, Theodric, Helga, will you help me lift him down? We need to get him out of here.
Assist.
All right. So you take a minute. You take a minute to actually light the chandeliers with your fire bolts. You just blast them again, and as you reveal the whole room, there's a convenient ladder in the bottom right of the building.
Wow.
That would have been nice to know about.
Great, we'll use the ladder.
So yeah, you're able to carry him down the ladder carefully. You all eventually meet back up with Soot.
If y'all like slap me awake, I could potentially heal Theodric.
We can't wake you up. We don't have any potions or anything.
Helga's gonna pick up Soot.
That's fine.
Yeah, so you're going to return to 1 hit point in like, now that they've been talking, like maybe like 30 minutes.
I just feel so bad.
All right.
I'm gonna carry
We're
Soot
just gonna try and Theodric, do you know anyone who might be able to heal or has some sort of potions or
or anything to help this man?
We have a couple of medical experts back at the garrison, but we don't have any people who could do what. How did he do? And he's gesturing to Soot. How did it do that?
Soot is a good boy.
Oh, the healing.
Yeah.
How did any of you do that? What are you? And he like points at you, Helga. What was that?
You see, we possess a particular set of skills.
Oh my god.
Mine is anger.
I'm just being stupid. Look, we don't have time to explain. A man is bleeding out. If there's anyone who can help him, we're gonna need the chance. So we need to go.
All right. It's gonna take us too long to get into the city from here. Let's get back to the dragon's flagon.
Okay.
And he takes Kane and throws him over his shoulder. Come on, grab the little one. Let's go.
And I'm going to reach my hands out to the woman and the child. Just like, come with us. We'll make sure you're okay.
Make a persuasion check.
Come with me if you want to live. Big damn heroes, baby.
Uh, 12.
All right. Come on, love. Let's go. Stay close. Daddy's gonna be all right. And they follow you all out into the rain of the evening.
This one's going to heal. This one is going to heal him once we heal him.
Just like shaking my like limp body.
Yes. A tense, like about 20 minutes of walking later in the rain, as you all get out of the building, you see, you get past the gate, which appears to have been forced open, presumably by Theodric. As you continue, as you continue, you count 1, 2, 3 bodies on the. You count 3 bodies on the docks.
One in the water.
Do you want to look over, check the water?
No, I just remember Katrina.
Yeah, I'm gonna check just casually, kind of like check the water, see if the guy is floating.
There's some loose rope hanging there.
Great.
Hanging there in the water. As you keep walking, there is a 4th body on the docks that appears to have been sliced through the stomach. Theodric kicks it out of the way as he's walking. I don't like to be lied to. I found that one as I was coming. As you all are walking, he's like explaining. So I was waiting at the flagon, and when you all didn't come back, I thought I would come and check, and because it was raining, and I assumed you would have come back if anything was, if your lead turned up false. But I met this one or that one as you all walked past. I met that one, and they seemed to be concerned. They were saying that some ruffians were attacking, and I tried to ask them about it, and he goes quiet for a second. Tried to
persuade you otherwise?
Yeah, tried to convince me to leave, and I could tell it wasn't natural. It must have been maybe an arcanist or something like the rest of you, but yeah. They tried to attack me when they realized it didn't work.
Yeah, that's essentially what happened to us.
And I knew you were all in trouble.
Yeah, they attacked pretty unprovoked. Whatever they were trying to hide, it's obviously pretty big.
Well,
Just this missing family.
well, this Amicia, the house's Amicia controls a lot of special good imports. So nobody really ever questioned why they were why they were guarding their place privately. You know, expensive items and treasures from around the world tend to go through them. But I never expected they were trading in people. This is a problem.
Well, I think that this definitely would permit a search warrant and you know, light enough of a fire under the rest of the paladins' asses to go and check this out.
Well, yeah. I'm gonna bring this to Shieldmaster, but once we get this guy okay, we should probably go back and
Yes,
find
I
out as
agree.
much as we can before other people find out. Before they find out.
Yeah, I agree.
And about this time, you all reach the tavern, which still has some lights in the windows, but the doors, there's a little closed sign. And actually, as you approach this building, you notice, the sign hanging over it. It does say the Dragon's Flagon, and what's interesting about it is the picture is of a clawed hand gripping a mug, and emblazoned on the mug is like this real cartoonish face. It's got like a very square head, pointed ears, and a really flat nose. And you have no idea what the fuck that's supposed to be a drawing of, but it's just goofy. And that's just a little thing that you notice as you enter. Kavachi is still at the bar, kind of wiping things up, and sees you all come in.
Dogs.
Oh, bugger.
Oh, bugger indeed.
Kavachi, we need help. We need healing. Oh, right, I've got some, shite, put him on the table. And she, like, rushes her massive frame out from, surprisingly quick, out from behind the bar and, into a side closet and, like, pulls out what looks like an emergency, med kit, basically. It has, like, gauze and, like, some wrappings in it and, a bunch of tools that are kind of pointy looking. But, she immediately, like, sets to work, like, trying to, you know, help him out a little bit, muttering a little bit to herself, sounding vaguely, actually sounds vaguely similar to, the kind of muttering that, Oakfather, used to do when he was healing himself. And you watch as Kavachi seems to be working both actual medicine and magic, on this guy.
Like her.
And he seems to be she basically stitches up the wound. Right. I think he'll be fine. He's gonna wake up in about an hour or two. Is your friend okay? Do they need help?
Yeah.
Yes, it could use a little help.
Right. Don't have too much. I don't have much in the way of magic for him, but I do have this. And she reaches back on the counter, grabs a glass of water, and just pours it over Soot's head. Soot, you wake up.
All that rain!
You have one hit point, by the way.
Nice. Does the Dragon's Flagon have rooms? 'Cause I feel like
They kind of have like an upstairs like storage area, but they don't have rooms. It's strictly a bar.
I think we could use a rest.
What? How's the family doing? Are they all just like crowding around King?
Yeah, the Kenta and the kid are all kind of crowded around Kane. Kane seems to be breathing a lot easier now, and but he does not seem to be conscious yet. Kenta's just holding his hand and like slowly just kind of just rubbing the back of their kid, just muttering quietly and just calming things, really.
You guys are safe here. We're going to go back and look for details.
Right now?
Please be careful. These people are powerful. So many of them. If there's amnesia behind this, then you may be in over your heads. Whoever you are.
Tunisia. Tunisia?
Zamesia.
Tunisia.
Amnesia.
It's the name of the family that were supposedly in charge of that section of the docks.
Allegedly.
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 Could you speak a little louder? I'm having trouble hearing you.
Me?
Yes, both of you.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. I'm Soot, Mubbles, Samisia, and Artur trying to see if there's like any reaction from the family.
They don't seem to react to in any notable way.
What about Theodric?
Theodric just kind of looks at you. Artur, do you think she has anything to do with it, Miss Crane? She's kind of regarded as a bit of a hero amongst most of the citizens. She's one of the few people who was able to rise up from poverty and get rich. Do you think that she has something to do with it?
So it has like a growl noise in the back of his head, but he doesn't like shake his head no. He just looks pensive.
Well, it might be a lead to follow. Anyway, Miss Kenta, did you say your name was? Yes. I'm sorry for everything that you've been through. I'm sorry that you've been failed by all of us up until this point. I'm going to do everything in my power as a captain of the Paladins to make this right. I swear to you. Actions speak louder than words, sir, if you beg my pardon.
Boom.
Woo! Woo!
Right. Well, and he turns to the three of you. I follow your lead on this.
Helga, how are you feeling?
Me?
Yes.
Feel like I could use some good healing and rest.
I don't want to waste too much time.
Yeah. Let's see.
So, how many spells do you have left?
I have 2.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, not doing hot. Yo.
So I think you should stay here.
You could slap a cure wounds on people.
I considered doing that actually, but
That's up to you.
Soot gestures to the doubling family, and it's like, stay in room.
Yeah, we're going. Kavachi speaks up. Yeah, we have a bit of a private room in the back. You can stay there as long as you need to.
Yeah, the place that we were staying at, my horse is still there.
I was talking to the family, but
Yeah, no,
if you
I'm
need to
trying
hide out,
No, what I meant was, I can't remember where it is. That would get us there a lot quicker if we had a horse, but I think it's out of the way. I think we should just go back.
time is not really on our side. We should really go. We should really go investigate, see what else there is before people start discovering the bodies.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who's weaker? Like, Kat, are you set to go out? Or
I'm 14, I keep warm.
and what about Kat?
I feel like I have I can't tell you how many hit points I have.
Well, on a scale of
a little better than half.
on a scale of 1 to 48, Katrina's feeling at about a 25.
Okay. And Helga's not.
Helga looks the most hurt out of all of you, save for you, Soot.
I know.
I
I figured.
you were most hurt.
Yeah, I figured I shouldn't be out investigating.
No, so you need to stay here.
Soot, I bless. And I guess he reaches out to Helga and casts Cure Wounds.
Sounds good.
At what level?
Um, let's do level 2. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Alright.
that will be
You me, baby,
1d8
one more
okay,
time.
So, 1d8 plus. Correct? Yeah. For 7.
Hey.
All right, you heal 7 hit points.
Yay.
Oh wait, shit, hold on. I did that wrong. Hold on. That's technically 2d8.
So just roll one more d8.
Yeah, just roll an extra d8 and add the result.
Three. Okay. Yeah, so.
It's 2d8 plus 4.
Oh shit! You're right.
Okay, so Helga, you heal 8 hit points total.
Yeah.
You're fine. All right.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it's just gonna follow the family into the room and just kind of flop in front of the door.
All right, yeah. So as you go into this room, it's this room kind of towards the back, right next to the kitchen. And as you enter, there is a tiny cot to the left. On the right, there is what looks like a placard written in both Common and Dwarvish. And the placard says it says I think it says Mal's words of wisdom, and it like has all of these like basically like just colloquial proverbs like that are vaguely like beer based, where it's just like the top one is like courage is not found at the bottom of a glass. And like it basically it's just all of these like drink safe things in it. And then
Adorable.
yeah, it's just this quiet room with it's been painted like a nice calming color, and it seems there's like a kneeling spot in the corner. It's honestly it's vaguely religious being in here. You feel very at home.
Oh, is there a hearth?
There is no hearth in this room. There is a candle. There is a candle that is lit, because that's the only form of light available.
Okay. How can I observe how the family's doing?
The cane has been laid on the cot, and Kenta has their kid, who as you look seems to be like, at least for human standards, a humanoid. Humanoid standards is like maybe about 9 or 10. And just she's just Kenta is just stroking Kane's face gently and just holding her kid's hand. They don't seem to be paying too much attention to you at the moment.
I want to give them comfort. I scoot over on my knees to sit close to them and mumble words that I've always find comfort. All will be well. All will be well. And I kind of just like pat both of them. In the...
Okay. Go ahead and roll a general. Go ahead and roll a charisma check. Just roll a charisma check. Straight charisma.
Okay.
Not a saving throw, just charisma.
Yeah.
Shit. Very...
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem to make them feel better, but it doesn't seem to make them feel worse either.
I appreciate the effort.
That's well. Okay, yeah, that's fair. Okay, I kind of just awkwardly shuffle back and.
When I find
Curl up.
myself in times of trouble, Brother Soot comes to me, speaking words of wisdom.
Blessed be.
Blessed be.
Blessed be.
Blessed be.
Blessed be.
Blessed be.
You the Beatles?
Speaking words of wisdom, blessed be. Anyway.
Okay. Well,
All right, we had a moment there.
sure was the thing.
Okay, so
You're welcome.
yeah, so Katrina and Helga and Theodric, who is me, you all walk back out through the rain, getting just you're already drenched, but you're soaked to the bone by the time you get back to the building. None of the bodies have moved. Nothing seems to have been disturbed. Doesn't seem like this. It's very late at night. It's almost like 1 a.m. If you were to know that, which you don't, but Soot does.
He's not here.
But he's not there. It's very fucking late. You are exhausted, but you have the adrenaline still rushing in your body. Do you just continue into the building?
Do we hear voices or anything?
Roll a perception check with disadvantage.
Working on it, my computer's just really slow.
So I can send you like what that entire placard is covered with, by the way.
Blech. Because of the disadvantage, it is a 9.
Okay. You don't know. Just hearing rain in the sloshing of the river beneath you.
Slosh.
Let's move in quietly.
Stealth check? Question mark?
Sure.
Fuck me. Fuck me.
As you enter the building.
Oh wait, I still had disadvantage toggled.
Yeah, well, we're gonna take the first one anyway. Either way, as you enter,
Clang, clang, clang.
as you enter, Helga, actually, as you enter, there's a as Crumpet comes flying,
Fucking cat!
flies out of the door, and just attaches to Helga's shoulder, digging his claws in, shaking, just.
Oh, I try to comfort my cutie.
Roll an animal handling check.
That's not great. 6.
You pat, and
pat the cat.
you pat the cat, and you pat on the wounds that he has been suffering.
Oh, baby. Okay, I stopped trying to pat.
So yeah, as you enter, you see everything is where you left it. The candles are still burning. The place is still very well lit. All the boxes around you, you can see the damage that's been done to them. And spilling out from these boxes seems to be what at least looked like grain. It's sand. All of these boxes down here at the bottom are filled with sand.
And I call bullshit on the sliding back and forth thing. Sand is so fucking heavy.
Well, you go and do you go and open those boxes that are still moving back and forth?
Sure.
All right. You go and you chop one open with your axe, and inside is just they're empty. They've been tied together,
Oh,
and they're empty. They're just huge fucking boxes.
stupid boxes.
So definitely a front.
Something Helga's never said before.
You do remember that the boxes up top were significantly different, than these ones down
I'm
here.
gonna move up and go check those.
Go ahead and roll an investigation check. If anyone would like to assist with, if Helga, you would like to assist with that, you can give Katrina advantage or roll it yourself.
Give her advantage.
Okay.
Yeet.
Theodric kind of following behind you, just checking all the bodies as well. Because you guys kind of left there in a bit of a rush.
Oh yeah.
17.
Okay. Let me see. So, in one of the boxes... Tell you what, yeah, I'll give it to you. You find... Yeah. As you kind of go through these boxes, you open the smaller one, and it's filled with what looks like knickknacks. There's a couple of like statues with jeweled eyes. There's some expensive looking clothes. There's like a set of like heirloom dice. There's a chalice in there, just like a really fancy cup as you go through. And that's what's in there. As you pop open the next box, I don't know how to describe it. It's shimmering. This bunch of cloth just kind of flops out of it.
Mermaid cloth.
And it's in like these autumn colors. It's a cloak as you pick it up.
Very gay of you.
I'm gonna throw it over my arm. Does it hide me at all?
Just over your arm.
Yeah.
It makes your arm look pretty cool. It really matches it. It sort of matches your aesthetic.
All right, I'm gonna put it on.
Okay. Do you have to attune to that? Hold up. I don't think you have to. Fuck, where's my Dungeon Master's guide? Oh, found it. I don't think you have to attune to this, actually. That's one of the cool things about it. You do not have to... Oh, no. Yep, you do. Never mind. Yeah, you're holding it. It feels shimmery. It feels very light. It's definitely elven made. And as you look at it, it has like it looks like it has autumn leaves on it. It looks very much like the leaves from the Goldfall Forest, actually, which is very nice. Do you continue searching?
Yeah, I'm gonna pocket it and keep searching.
Okay, you pocket the entire fucking cloak somehow in hammer space.
She can put it in my bag.
I have a bag.
Of holding?
Not a bag of holding, but like I have a bag.
Okay, we put it in the fucking bag then. You reach in and you almost cut your hand on something sharp, and as you pull it out, it is a 5-foot-long metal rod with jagged spear-like tips at the edge. The weird thing about it is it's not actually metal. It feels and looks like it's been crafted entirely from coral.
Huh.
The blades on either tip of this javelin, as you look at it, are crafted from what looks like super hard coral, and the haft itself has fish scales, like leathery fish scales along the haft. It's very interestingly made. And as you hold it and you like go to reach your other hand, it feels like almost connecting a circuit, and you like kind of shock yourself with it.
Okay, I put that down. I'm not fucking with that shit.
Okay. You go in and your Helga's kind of helping out. She's pulled another box. You're kind of going through. It's kind of like filled with straw, basically. It seems like these were like shipping boxes that were like actually packed well to protect these items. Helga, as you go through, you find a set of chainmail.
Hey.
You find a set of chainmail, and as you pull it out, it's made from no metal you've ever seen before. And it sparkles and refracts the light in almost rainbow colors. And as you're holding it, you're kind of looking at it, and you're just like, oh, wow, this would look super cool in blue, and it shifts to blue.
Oh. I like that. I keep it.
All right, so you hold on to it. You keep looking through, and you also find boots. Find some boots. And these boots appear to be very light. You'd like pick them up. It feels like picking up socks almost, but they're boots. And they have like images of kind of like worked into the leather. They have images of flowers and shoots of grass and dandelions. It's very spring and green colors as you look at them. That seems to be what was in these 3 boxes that were in this top section that they were hiding the fucking people behind.
And as far as that goes, does it look like there are, shackles or anything like that? Is there any evidence of, what was going on?
Doesn't seem to be anything in the way of shackles. It seems like they were getting people to do what they want, either through their mental abilities or coercion with pointy objects.
Yeah, coercion with pointy objects is a thing.
Usually Helga is all in favor of coercion with pointy objects, but not in this case.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's kind of all you find. Everything else in there is just you do find a few more what looks like goods that were taken from maybe the people that they brought through here, but it's mostly like little lockets and other things along those lines.
I'm sorry, would you repeat that? I had a little bit of difficulty hearing you.
Oh, sorry. I said you that's pretty much all you find going through there. You find a couple other coins, you find about like 4 silver, and some lockets that seem to have also been taken from whoever was coming through here, being trafficked through here, as it were.
I'm gonna take the coins and the lockets and put them in a separate bag so that I can give them to Kate and Kinta.
Okay. Do you also take the like the art that you found? There was a bunch of like small art pieces.
There was a pair of dice, right?
Yeah, it was a pair of like looked like heirloom dice.
I'm gonna check those out. I like
Sure.
to gamble.
You pick them up. It's a bunch of there are a bunch of 8-sided dice. You don't. It seems like a set for a game, but you don't know what the game potentially is.
I like dice.
Okay. Do you pocket the dice?
I'm gonna pocket the dice. Is there anything that looks like Soot might like? Anything shiny? Well, I mean, a lot of it's shiny. Anything, with light imagery or sunshine imagery or anything like that?
The cloak that you found did have it had autumn leaves on it, but you did like along the back it did have a bit of a setting sun look to it.
Cool.
Kind of around the hood.
Cool.
A lot of oranges and yellows and reds.
Okay, awesome.
Kind of turning purple towards the hem.
I like that.
Wow. Very clear as you like.
Okay, Theodric, Helga, do you see anything else interesting or important?
There's no papers on the bodies. A little bit of coin, but not enough to buy anything. Must have taken it from whoever they brought through here.
Did the other buildings look like they were guarded or...
They were basically skeletons, those buildings.
Okay. Can we do like a cursory peek through and just look around?
You can roll another investigation check.
Yeah. I was gonna say weird shit, but okay.
No.
I still had advantage toggled, but I'll take the first one. It was a 20.
I would like you to untoggle it because you didn't untoggle it last time you realized that you didn't untoggle it.
No, the last time it was disadvantage.
Why didn't you untoggle it?
I forgot!
Fine. You get your modified 20. It's not natural though.
Switch to regular dice, and this won't be an issue.
Yeah, with your 20. Let me see. Yeah, you search through, you go through downstairs, you search basically, like, pretty much every, like, 10 feet of boxes. You check through everything. Everything downstairs is clearly a front. You do find next to the ladder a doorway that leads outside, and, there is a small boat, tied to the side of this building that is slowly filling with water in this torrential storm.
Amazing.
Other than that, you search through everything. You search through all the pockets. Inside of the actually the one that you bisected, you find in their pocket, like a very hidden inside pocket of their shirt. You do find a small note written in a language you genuinely don't recognize. It's kind of scratchy and runic to look at.
We should probably take that. Evidence.
Yeah, it's just a couple of lines. Seems to be signed at the bottom. It has kind of like the looks of like, to blankety blank, blankety 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 blank, signed blankety blank.
To Helga, it looks like all other writings.
It just looks like normal writing to Helga. In that she cannot read it.
To Helga, it is the most beautiful writing she has ever seen.
Oh my god.
Just kidding. All writing is that.
Oh,
So, what are you guys doing?
ooh, good question.
I wish there was more information, more that we could find, but I think we need to get out of here before people show up.
Is there anything we should do with the bodies?
Throw them into the water?
Water.
Can't believe him.
Give them some cement shoes, dump them in the water.
This is so illegal.
So's what they were doing.
Well, if we get rid of the bodies, whatever these things were, we need to be able to prove that they weren't,
Just slaughtered. No, you're right.
we should at least get the ones off of the docks.
Yeah.
All right. So you all kind of go outside. You go to gather them. You gather the three that are kind of at that T intersection, and you pull them back out. As you come back out to get the last one, Thedric kind of goes ahead, and then he stops, and he looks left and right, looks around. You hear him mutter under his breath, "Fuck."
No body, huh?
There's a lot of blood here, but the rain's washing it away.
Mystery.
Do you want to try and follow the trail?
He kind of looks at the ground. I guess I'll just use his wisdom modifier.
Lick the ground.
That is a natural one.
Lick the ground.
He just
Tibbet. No.
I'm not a trekker. I'm a city guard. I don't know what.
No.
You're a
no,
hunter.
okay.
You look like a hunter. Points to Helga with all the furs and shit.
Hey. Yes.
Can you track a bleeding person in the rain?
Let's see.
Roll a survival check.
Can you lick the ground?
No, I cannot.
It is raining too hard. Shit. Well, if this place was controlled by House Semisia, I'd hazard a guess that he's going back to whoever's in charge of him. Resilient fucker. I stabbed him through the gut.
Yeah, usually that will do some pretty bad damage.
We need to get to... We need to get out ahead of this. First thing in the morning, I need to get to the Shield Master. I need to bring this up the chain of command. Worst day off ever. As you all stand there. Yeah, as you all stand there, considering your next move, we're going to find out next time. So, thank you all so much for watching and listening, whether you're here live, seeing it later on YouTube, or hearing this on your favorite podcast app. If you are listening to this on iTunes, please be sure to leave us a review because it super duper helps us out. And if you're watching on YouTube or Twitch, be sure to subscribe. Go ahead and leave a comment about your favorite part and your predictions for the next episode, which will be live on twitch.tv/dicey decision. There's no S because that one was sadly taken. The next episode is going to be Friday, August 30th. Friday, August 30th, in 2 weeks, with the VOD and podcast on YouTube and wherever podcasts can be found respectively, posted the following Friday. So if you're listening to this at a later date, we might be live this Friday, so double check your calendar. Once again, that Twitch channel is twitch.tv/dicey decision, as in a single bad decision, like allowing me to speak this long. But yeah, thank you all so much for being here. Please be safe, share some love, and tell a story.
Good night, guys.
Good night, everyone.
Remember,
Oh, and everyone else.
Night, night.
Dana.
Good night, everyone.